Hello and welcome to the Hemingway Jones live fountain pen show, our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything and everything that will keep you inspired. Because from the fountain pen, you can go anywhere and everywhere, and I intend to be your guide to as many places as I can think of, and my creativity is on overdrive. I wish I could tell you all of the videos I have coming up, but I think you're going to enjoy this summer season of the Hemingway Jones show. So hello and welcome, and a special hello to that special group of folks. I see the thumbs up already rising. Thank you so much. There's a special group of viewers that show up almost every week, each of them, to chat, to catch up with friends in the live chat. So always nice to see everyone. Quite a few are members of the channel as well. And if you'd like to become a member, you can go to the description. There's a link. And for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members, we have our pen pal group. So I'd love to see you there. And if you listen or watch each week, please consider subscribing so you don't miss all the amazing things that I'm up to. That sounded immodest, but trust me, there's some really interesting and fun things coming up, and I think you'll enjoy them. So as the opening credits were playing, and you may notice that they're recent, they're not brand new. I probably rolled them out about a month and a half ago because I accidentally deleted my opening credits that I had on the channel for a very long time, but it was actually sort of serendipitous. Well, that's not the right word. It was providential is probably not right either. Let's just say it was good. How's that for a word? Because I think the old opening credits were getting a little tired. It was good to shake it up a little, and I had higher quality segments and B-roll to use. So it was a lot of fun. But the point I'm getting to is that maybe about 3 weeks ago on the live show, my mic wasn't muted. And while the opening credits were playing, if you watch and you listen very carefully, you can hear me going do 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 do, just like embarrassingly doing along with my theme music, which is called English Country Garden, by the way, if anybody was curious as to the name of that piece of free music. So let's thank YouTube for all the free music that they put up that I'm able to use in my videos. So a lot of fun for that. So welcome all. We have a good video for you this evening. I guess it's a live stream video, and if you're watching the replay, I always leave those up. But we are going to speak about luxury in regards to fountain pens because it ties in. It ties in to something. And that is, this Thursday, I release my video on the Yard of Lead fountain pen. I would love to show you this. I'm going to look at it. But I can't show you. Wow. Oh, wow. I can't show it to you because you'll see it on Thursday. This is a tease. So it'll come out Thursday, and you'll be able to see it in all of its glory at the Crane Estate. Here's the box it came in. The Crane Estate in Ipswich, Massachusetts, where they filmed The Witches of Eastwick, parts of Little Women, and various other movies. Anytime they need to show something that looks vaguely English country house, they go to the Crane Estate. It's gorgeous. Gardens, Imogen's there, Helen's there, and of course, there's a lot of heart in this video. I always try to put some emotional resonance. So I think you'll enjoy it. And plus, you get to learn the history of Yard of Lead. You get to hear all about the fountain pen. And you get to see whether or not it's a wholly hagiographic video where I'm just elevating it to God tier, or if I'm trashing it, or if I'm somewhere in the middle or somewhere along the scale. I definitely tell you everything about it. The positives, the negatives, and what it feels like to use it. So it's a very compelling video. I think you'll enjoy it. I really do, especially if you don't know the brand. I didn't know the brand, and they approached me, and they are the loveliest, nicest people, and they've been a pleasure to work with. So it was very nice. It's also my first sponsored video because they kind of expected the video. They sent the pen for the video. So to me, that's compensation. So it's labeled as such. I had no idea how much the pen cost until I looked at it, and that's in the video as well. So it is my first sponsored video, which is exciting. Now, here's something else you might find interesting. A very prestigious German fountain pen brand approached me about doing a video. They said that they would give me a pen, and all I had to do was sell 3 pens, and I could keep the pen, and that normally people should return the pens. That's what they said. And you know, I'm a little bit cantankerous. You know, like, I think I'm generally nice, but like, I have my own opinions about things, and I have my own code of ethics as someone who reviews products. And as part of my channel, it's certainly not the whole focus. In fact, I would say it's a small part of the channel. I think this channel is more about history, design, inspiration, and you. I try to make you the focus so that you are learning new things and being inspired to write in different ways, maybe learning about a pen. I try not to trod over cliched ground, and I really don't like to sell things. Now, I do sell things, so I'm aware of my own hypocrisies, which is growth. To me, that's character growth. But there's a difference, I think, between having an Amazon page, as I do, with the description in the link. See my transition there? See? I'm a pro. This is what I do. Which has all the different things that you see in the channel, from eyeglass wipes to nail clippers to the different paper, ink I use, all that stuff. And I say, use it as a resource. You don't have to buy anything there, but if you do, it helps the channel. But it's there if you just want to see which book I'm reading and all that. I try to keep it up to date. It's fun. That's one thing, I think. And a whole nother thing when you're motivated to sell 3 pens in exchange for a review. To me, that crosses an editorial line. And my videos are sacrosanct. They are sacred to me and the integrity of them. And that's why most things I let slide. If somebody goes after things like integrity and whatnot, that bothers me. So if you want to bother me, just post about that. Most things I let slide, but my reputation's important to me, you know, and I do hold myself to very high standards. So I want to disclose everything and make it transparent. That's why if somebody gives me something, I usually thank them in the video, and I say, if somebody asks for a quid pro quo and they want me to sell 3 of them to get something, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's crossing a line, because how am I going to be objective if I have to do 3 sales to hold on to something? I mean, I don't need it. I have plenty of pens we can chat about. I don't need yours. Even though it looked very nice. It looks so nice. But what can I do? Your conditions were too tough for me. All right, let me thank my man, Marcus Souza, with a super chat. Thank you for keeping the lights on and shining bright as they are shining this evening, Marcus. Thanks to the kindness and generosity of folks like you. Thank you so much. So yes, that crossed the line, and the e-bike crossed the line where they wanted me to just focus on that. I spoke about that a few weeks ago. Okay, but not everything does, and I don't mind a little bit of sharing and even saying, hey, limited edition pen, look at this, it's fun, you might like it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of what we're here for. I'm speaking in the royal we. Okay, so I do have something to show you that was sent to me. This is how you do it right. So Lochby sent me this. just now. A few minutes before I went on the air, I saw it. So Lochby sent me this, and it says, "To Tim." That's me. Handwritten. Always appreciate that. The folks at Lochby are very, very nice. So look at this. This is pure class. And I appreciate it. And that's part of the reason why I'm sharing it. Happy Father's Day. Beautiful Father's Day card. I'm going to share with you what they wrote. So the card says, Hope you be happy whatever you do and your day is special exactly like you. It even rhymes. But, you know, this is really nice. Look at this, handwritten. So, hi Tim, just wanted to send a little something your way, along with a sneak peek at our mini venture pouch, which is what is in here. I haven't opened it yet. Coming later this July, so I can give you a sneak peek of this mini venture pouch, which is fun, right? We're really grateful for you and hope this Father's Day brings you a moment to slow down, feel proud, and soak in the love you've earned. With gratitude, Emma and the Lochby team. Pure class. Sincerely, for one thing, the idea of me having a few minutes to relax is affecting because I don't get that. I am all work all the time. When I'm not working, I'm thinking about work. When I'm not thinking about work, I'm planning work. I am always productive, and it's probably a problem, but I'll work on it later. So let's take a look at this mini venture pouch from Lochby and see what it is. It's black. I like that. You'll see I'm using Lochby's pen case, and it has ink on it, which I feel like it's mine now that I stained it. It's getting a nice, like, beat-up patina. Do you remember in the video I scratched it? Remember I scratched it all up in the video? I made it really obvious that I scratched it. All that's gone now. It's the oils of your hand and all your activities make it go away. So that was really fun. So, very nice. Oh, Kevin. Thank you. Kevin, I see in the chat just said HJ10 saved me $71 at Atlas Stationers. Thanks, HJ. My pleasure. So, yes, there's a discount code for Atlas Stationers, and I get nothing from that. That's purely for you guys, HJ10. I just wanted you to have something, and I wanted, you know, Brendan, who I love. He's a great guy. I'll be heading out to the sidewalk sale this August in Chicago. And Chicago has many things, so I'm really excited about it. Okay, so look at this. Lochby sewn on there, nice yellow letters. Is this black? I would call it black. It's a pouch, and it has compartments. I love a pouch with compartments. So it's the same honeycomb. I think you call it ballistic nylon. Very light and powerful. It's kind of stuff they make backpacks out of. My bouldering backpack looks a lot like this from my rock climbing days. A little bit of Velcro there, very handy. So room for different things. You could load this up with pens. You could load it up with washi tape. All sorts of fun things in this Lochby mini pouch. And a nice handle here, which you can thread your fingers through. Yeah, and cords. Very nice. Very nice of them to send it. Very well done. I don't mind plugging it because it was pure class, the card they sent. So I'm very impressed with that. Lucas Bell. Hi, Lucas. I think you just sent me a letter. Looking forward to seeing some of you at the sidewalk sale. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you at the sidewalk sale. And I'll be filming with my buddy Brendan, too. And by the way, guys, forget meeting me. You'll get to meet Imogen and Helen. I mean, that's where the fun's at. Terry's going to be there, too, which is absolutely brilliant. And I have someone to thank. I have Mary Madden to thank. Thank you, Mary Madden, with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for helping to keep the lights on. Thank you. It's very nice. Very kind of you. I do appreciate the generosity. Okay. So let me show you some other things. Got a little bit of show and tell for you. So thank you, Lochby, for sending me this. let me show you something I bought. It's not a fountain pen, but it's cool. This is a Spyderco Micro Jimbo Sprint Run with CPM 15V steel. It's a special slicey dicey steel. You can see it's signed. It's got the Sprint Run designation, and it's got beautiful. I think these are G10, but I should probably check the stats. But they're very tactile, almost like sandpaper. So you can grip it even when your hands get wet, as they say in John Wick. Very nice deep clip. Which, does this clip look familiar? This clip looks actually familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, it does look quite a bit like the clip on a Lamy Safari. That's coincidental. But, all right, it's a little hard to flick it because I don't have a lot of room. Yeah, it's not that loose, but it's gorgeous. Look at that blade, wedge-shaped, very slicey dicey, legal everywhere. It's quite small, which is very nice. So the sad part though, guys, to be honest about this is too nice for me to use. I know that's wrong. Look at the beautiful liner lock. Oh yeah, beautiful. I know it's wrong. I know I should use it. And oftentimes I do use stuff, but it's just too pretty. I like it too much. It's going with my collectible knives. Like my CQC that I've had for 30 years and have never used. This is going with it. But I am going to buy another one. And it's going to be solid black, and it's going to have regular stainless steel. And I will use that one because I like the dimensions. Made in USA too, guys. Made in USA. Very nice. Spyderco does a nice job. So I like it. It's a good workhorse. So I'm going to show you some of the pens I've been using lately, as I often do. My Gravitas vac fill is getting a lot of work. I put up a short. I do a lot of shorts. I like to do shorts because whenever I get an idea, I can just sort of get it out there. I try to do them in one take when I can. That way it's fun and breezy, in my opinion, rather than getting too much into stats. But this is the vac fill. It's not writing because it's been filled. I mean, it's been closed for a long time, but it would write if it was open for a few minutes. It's also getting a little low in ink. Look at that. Pretty great, not knife. Pen. This is from Gravitas. So this is the one that I've been keeping on my counter, basically. And I use it to like write quick notes. When my wife needs to write something for my daughter's school, she's grabbing it. It's just a lot of fun. So I have a couple surprises for you on pens I'm using right now. But this one is this is like kind of my true workhorse right now. And we use that term a little loose, I think. I'm going to do a video on workhorse pens because I don't think a pen that costs $300 is a workhorse, or even $200. I feel like it needs to be something that's kind of a beater, kind of disposable or quasi-disposable. Something like a Lamy Safari is a workhorse. I wouldn't consider a Pilot Custom 823 a workhorse. I consider that, and we're going to get into this today, a luxury fountain pen. I would consider this a workhorse because I got it for free. Ben Walsh gave it to me. If I had paid for it, I probably would be thinking of it differently. And I guess that goes to perspective, right? But I did get it for free, so to me, it is a workhorse. I'm not entirely sure how much this costs. I forget. I think it's in the twos, but it's very nice. Okay, let me show you some other pens because I've showed you this one before, and I never want to bore you in any way. You know what's weird? You know what's really weird? I can't really show you, but in the pigeonholes on my desk, there's pollen. That's how much pollen there is in Massachusetts. So I want to share this with you briefly. I've showed it on the channel before. I'm not actively using it, but I will be using it in a video very soon. But I know you guys enjoy this sort of thing, and I know you're looking forward to me filming with it, and frankly, so am I. So this is a 19th century, or perhaps earlier, dip pen with a gold flexi nib. Very, very flexi nib. And mother of pearl handle, and it looks like all gold to me. Now, not everything that glitters is gold, but I'm pretty sure everything here is. It's got a beautiful case. We will be doing some very, very interesting things with this coming up very soon. None of which I've filmed yet, but I will soon, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so let me show you which pens I took to work today, because I think there's some great stories here. Okay, here they are. Now, first and foremost, it's really funny. I love my Reflections of Paris, but I have been using my amber quite a bit from Waterman. And this has cuttlefish brown, which I really love. Waterman Karen. Did I spell that wrong? I think, is there an E at the end? I think there's an E at the end. Yeah. Whoopsie. You know what's funny? In my B-roll lately, when I make mistakes, I used to refilm them when I make mistakes. Now I'm crossing things out and drawing arrows and things. I think it makes it more real. So look for that in some of my new videos. But look at this cuttlefish brown. It's so nice. I know I've shown it before, but when you write with it, it begins very brown. Is it cuttlefish brown? I think that's its color. And beryllium. But look, it turns in front of your eyes from brown to black. That's a lot of fun. Guys, tell me some of your workhorse pens. I see some people chiming in. Tell me if you agree with me that a pen like a Pilot Custom 823, which I call the PC 823, is not a workhorse. It's a pen that should be cherished. You should use it, but you can't beat on it. It's actually a little delicate. In fact, I don't have it here. I just put it away. The other pen I've been using quite a bit is the one my wife bought me, which I'm going to film with very soon. I'm going to have my wife give me a full education on the decorative arts of Japan so that I can add some value to the conversation. This is my wife's specialty. Someone, by the way, commented that it has a special nib, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure because I didn't look at it yet. My eyesight's not that great, but it does indeed have a special nib that has Mount Fuji on it. It also has a fine that feels like an extra fine. So, yeah. So this is gorgeous. This is a namiki. Wow. This is making me want to write with extra fines from now on. Now, see, like, to me, this would never be a workhorse. Because if I wrote with this all the time, you know, sure, it's great if you pick it up and it writes, but it's going to get beat on, and it's just not meant for that. This is a pen you cherish, I think. A lovely gift. I want to write a little bit with it because I think my writing looks a little different when I write with this nib. Let me see. Makes incredible scribing noise too. Well, it is fun to write with. I don't know if my handwriting necessarily looks different. Maybe a little bit. But it's definitely a different experience writing with such a fine nib. I don't post this. I don't want to scratch it. I think I probably could, but I'm just not going to. I haven't. I also really like how it says namiki here because I'm so used to it saying pilot. It looks very much like an 823. But, you know, I love all these definitions of workhorse pens, guys. I really should do a video on it and get all your perspectives represented. I think that's a really good idea. Oh, Kate's been sick. Kate, feel better. Kate's been with me for a while. Oh, such a great noise. Yeah, this pen is great. I could start writing and sort of forget that I'm doing a show. That's how nice this is. And Helen was telling me some interesting things that it's very reminiscent of Hokusai because it has a great wave and it has Mount Fuji there in red, which Hokusai does show Mount Fuji is red. And in the background on the Great Wave, of course, Great Wave's going the other way. And Mount Fuji's there. The primary color on the Great Wave, though, is Prussian blue, where this is black. But still, I think there's enough here that I can bring in Hokusai and talk about it in a video. It's pretty great. Pretty great pen. Okay, I have another. And I wish I could tell you the full story about this, but it's a surprise for a future video. But I have this pen, which I've been writing with for quite a bit. If you watch my stories, you're going to see one out on this very, very soon, a story. This is a pen that I feel like fell through the cracks and a lot of people don't know about and they don't appreciate. But this is brilliant. I'll tell you what it is. Does anybody in the comments know what this is? Before I tell you? By the way, I'll show you the ink just to give you a little time. See the ink? You know what ink that is? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? It's not a Clay de Saphir. I'll write the ink name before I write the name of the pen. By the way, this is one of the smoothest writing pens I have. It also has a flex nib, but it's really soft. It's not really so much flex, but you can, because it is so soft, you get a nice downstroke. You can do that kind of stuff. So, anyone? Bueller? All right, I don't see anyone guessing it. Some people are close, really close. So it is, I believe, a 22. Now this was considered a second tier pen at the time, and I can't tell you why, but this is going to be prominently featured very soon. Now, there's a couple things you need to know about this pen, and you need to put it on your wish list. And I think I'm going to single-handedly drive up the price of this pen. All right, let me tell you what makes this awesome. Nice enough materials. It's a little light, it's a little plasticky, but that's okay. piston fill. It's piston fill there. A sapphire blue ink window. Gorgeous. Jeweled. Even empty, it's blue. Gorgeous. An inlaid mid-century nib. Inlaid. Soft. So soft. Like a heritage. Very close to a Montblanc heritage nib. By the way, old enough, post away. At this point, it made it this far. It doesn't matter. Actually feels a little more balanced posted. You get Montblanc Glacier there, Montblanc Glacier there. Twofer. So whichever way it's coming, you can show off this Montblanc if you care about that kind of thing. Flat top, flat bottom. I really like the flat bottom. Okay. So what is the punchline on this? Why is it so great? It has a gold nib. I don't know if it's what the carat is. And it's super smooth. And it's super fun to write with. And I think I write well with this pen. But here is the punchline. The price. You can buy one of these right now for this much. Ladies and gentlemen that are listening and not watching, I am writing down 100 US dollars. Now, I've seen them as high as 150, but you really shouldn't pay any more than 150 as of June of 2025. I do believe I am going to single-handedly run up the price on these because it's brilliant and it's inexpensive and it's gorgeous. And I think it has a particular place. It's Montblanc. It's vintage, it's classy, but it's not so precious that it's going to break your heart if something happens to it. But it writes amazingly. It writes incredibly well. So if you want a Montblanc and you don't feel like spending $1,000, spend $100. Buy one of these. They're on Peyton Street Pens. You'll see them on eBay. You see them on Etsy. They're around. Any place where you buy your vintage pens, make sure it's a reputable seller. And it's a joy. And it's got that mid-century, Mies van der Rohe's office feel to it. As if he were signing his engagement contracts with this pen. Or maybe this is one of Don Draper's pens. Although I think he's more of a Parker 51 guy myself, from the feel of it. So yeah, be patient, keep an eye out, look around, you'll definitely find one, but find one. It's impressive. It's impressive. I really like it. Very, very nice pen. What else? Do I have anything else to show you? I think that might be it for show and tell. Wow, the hour goes fast. I'm actually looking at my watch. I love this watch. This is my Cartier tank, and I think this is a very beautiful, classy, sophisticated watch. I really love it. Beautiful. It's not guilloche. I forget the name of the term of the tooled face. It has the blued hands. It's an automatic. Can you hear the rotor? So that's how it gets powered. It's got the always forget which way. The cabochon. Just very nice, very classy. I put it back on its original strap. I want to get a burgundy on original strap. Okay, so what's my point? It is hard to tell the time. The grandfather clock, it sort of elongates at the corners. When you really think about it, it's kind of hard telling the time. Right around 16, 17 past the hour, and then 36, 37, 52, 3, 7, 8, right around there. It's very, very hard to tell the time. It's sometimes you go, oh, okay. It's not like my Rolex, you look at it and you go, oh, okay, I see the time. But not this one so much. You have to interpret the time. But it's really beautiful. So I really like it. And it also has a really nice band. Really nice band. Okay. So, what can I tell you? I'm going to say a couple things about some videos. That video I made on journaling about heal your mind one page at a time is still doing really well. I am so thankful that's resonating with people. If you haven't seen it, please seek it out. I have another one of those filmed that's coming up this summer, so I think you'll enjoy that too. And then my my Lamy review, sort of, but it's really about the design and the history. That's doing really well. But the one that's really taking off is my video on quiet luxury, and it seems to be falling into some of the bad parts of YouTube. So some people are checking in that are more like bro culture, bro culture. So, but I guess that's what I get for titling it the way I did. But it's super, super fun. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. And this week is my video with the Yard of Lead Viceroy Grand in Barley at the Crane Estate in Ipswich, Massachusetts. Learn all about the Crane Estate, learn about the cranes, learn about Yard of Lead and its 100+ year history, what they're up to these days, what the pen's like. I tried it out for the first time on the great lawn of the Crane Estate. See Imogen break into scene. That's another thing. I usually delete and redo my B-roll when Imogen gets in frame. And if you heard the vocal, like my voice track, she gets in frame and I'm like, Imogen's in frame again. But she's having fun and she's 8. So I just left it. I thought it was great. It gave it perspective and scale. So check it out this Thursday. Okay. David Pearson's, the lovely David Pearson's, one of my favorite people. For me, a luxury fountain pen is one with superior craftsmanship and materials, a sophisticated design, and delivers an inspired and creative writing experience and inspired and creative writing. Well, I would have a hard time disagreeing with that, my friend. I really would. And I think it makes a good transition into our main topic, don't you think? So I've been thinking a lot about this because there's a big part of this upcoming video on luxury. What makes it a luxury pen? What does that even mean, luxury? For one thing, for most people, if you take it out of our community of people that are inspired and just adore these tremendous writing instruments of ours that just slide on glass and write effortlessly and keep up with the speed and the alacrity of our thoughts. If you take it out of that and you put it into the general population, I would say that any fountain pen to the general population would seem a luxury. It would seem to be something that's over and above the commonplace. So at least it meets the criterion of being special, elevated. If you're writing with a pen that you got for free from your local bank and someone shows you a Lamy Safari and talks about how you can choose your own ink and all the different colors you could ask for, and there's even some customization and things you can do from time to time, that would be very exciting to you. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, everyone. I must be saying something good. People are liking it, so thank you. It's encouraging. That would seem very luxurious to you. And I think there's another element to luxury that's incorporated in that, even with what we consider to be a workhorse or inexpensive beater kind of fountain pen that I absolutely adore. The Lamy Safari. But even with that, this kind of customization is another level of luxury. It's sort of like in clothes, if you customize an article of clothing, it makes it very special to you. You're able to choose certain things. A few years ago, Lacoste, my favorite polo brand, and other clothes, had a customization where you could choose your crocodile, which crocodile you wanted, and you could have your monogram put on your shirts. Thanks so much for the thumbs up, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I ordered one with a special crocodile and my initials It's navy blue. I wear it sometimes. It made me feel good. I had something a little different. But it's the same shirt. You're just customizing details. So it'd be sort of like ordering a Lamy Safari and being able to say, I want a black Lamy Safari with a white grip, which is something they should do more of. I know who was doing that a few years ago. It was Kaweco, wasn't it? Where they were mixing parts and things when you went into certain pen shops. Let me know in the chat if you guys know. But you remember that? I think more brands should do that. They should allow you to customize a little more. A lot of pen shops still let you have your name engraved, which is a lot of fun. I got a pen from Scrivener with my initials on it. Actually, no, it said Hemingway Jones, which is really cool. That was really nice of them. So I think those customization details make something luxurious. But what's not luxury? What is not? And if I use fashion again as an analogy, because in fashion, if you buy a suit, you can customize. So if you customize your suit, that means you can choose your buttons. You know, you can also get not bespoke. Bespoke means it's made for you, but you could have something tailored where they take a suit blank and they tailor it down to you. But bespoke is the ultimate, where something is made for you. Okay? Yard of Lead does make pens for you. You order one, they make it then for you. You can't choose details, but the pen is made for you, which is cool. Conway Stewart, similarly, if you order one of their pens, it's made once you order it for you. A lot of other pens, Montblanc included, you know, pens made in Germany. They have pretty nifty machines that make each pen, and then they hand tool the nibs and tune them, even for sound, which is interesting. They're almost like the Lamborghini exhaust folks and Ferrari that tune their exhaust so they make the right noise. But they do that in advance of you. What isn't luxurious is if you're tricked. And some pen brands are made overseas where labor is cheaper, which is not necessarily China, by the way. China has a lot of factories. China has the most sophisticated manufacturing capability in the world. A lot of people don't understand China and its ability to do things. China is about 10 years ahead of every other country on earth. Their technology outstrips anything in the West. Their electric cars can go 1,000 miles. Their point of sale systems are incredibly advanced. They are very, very sophisticated. Most of their factories now are automated. So, but you know, things are made cheaper in China, and sometimes they're brought in, or wherever it is. Even if it's made in a country in Europe, but it's made with cheap labor where they're basically indentured to the brand, which Dior was doing, and making these items and then putting them out as if they're made at some atelier by, you know, Giuseppe, who's been doing it for 60 years. And it's not that. It's something else. That's not luxury. Luxury is something made of good, solid materials, maybe even precious, but not in a reductive sense. Not in the sense that you take those elements and say, oh, you know, there's only $30 of gold in that, so it's only worth $30. That's very reductive. I think materials are transformed by craftsmen. So you can take a few $100s worth of gold or sterling or whatever, and once you tool it and work it, your labor, your passion, your history is in that. That adds value. That's the incalculable value. That's the goodwill. That's the value of artistry, of craftsmanship, of being made in a real, honest way. I'm thinking of, well, I don't want to say too much about Yard of Lead because I want you to catch it on Thursday, but think of the brands that are made where they've always been made, and they have a thread back to their origins on the original machines. That's pretty exciting. things get very convoluted on a global supply chain. Take a company like Fender. You might know I poorly play guitar, but I enjoy playing guitar. It's a stress reliever. It's getting more difficult as my hands get a little more, I have a little more issues with them, but I still play. And the machines where the classic Fenders were made were sent to Mexico. They updated their machines, and Fender makes a stupendous Stratocaster now in the US. I love it. I have one that's around 8 years old. I love it. It sounds beautiful, feels beautiful. They're fantastic. The ones in Mexico are arguably closer to the original than the ones made in the US. They're much less expensive, but they're made on those old machines. So, there's a lot of things to weigh there. And maybe I'm being very circuitous in the way I'm speaking here, but I'm saying that some of these brands that we buy, we're not necessarily getting the luxury that we're paying for. We're not necessarily getting an honest product in the same way as some brands where someone is taking a material, transforming it, and making it into a beautiful work of art for you at a relatively affordable price. Take Sei, who makes Japanese pens, and I ran into him at the DC Pen Show, and Helen bought one with dragons. Beautiful. I showed it to you before. I never get to see it. It's hidden away. I think my wife knows I would steal it. It is beautiful. Sadly, the nib, I think, is a Schmidt nib. It'd be nice if it was a nicer nib. So one of the things I appreciate about the namiki. Namikis are fantastic nibs, and then they do the artistry. I mean, that's worth it. But I think in 2025, as shoppers, we're being much more discerning about how things are sourced, where they come from, who's touching them. Is it really worth what I'm paying for it? And I often make value judgments about things like Montblanc, and I'll pick on them for a moment. I'm a fanboy of Montblanc, so it's not like I'm trashing them. You guys know I love their pens. The Egyptomanias, when I bought it, was around $9.25. That's a lot of money for that pen, but it's a very unique pen, and that heritage nib writes in a very unique fashion. I don't know if it's worth that, but I know I am willing to pay that for it. Am I willing to pay $1,100? I not quite. I mean, they're not, maybe with tax, right? A 149 now is like $1,030. I know when I got mine over a decade ago, it was $6. So it's almost what, that's 66% more. Is that right? I think that is right. That's a lot. That's a lot more. Can I argue that it's worth that? I'm not sure. Am I willing to pay it? Increasingly less so. That's why when I make videos about the 149, I usually am saying, go find it on the used market. Go look for it secondhand. You can get it for $6. I've seen them for $3 scratched up. And Polywatch will restore that in like 12 minutes. I'm very specific about that. 12 minutes. A little bit of shining. Polywatch, which is in my Amazon list, by the way. And you should get some. But use it at your own risk. Try it in a little area first. But I've restored all of my resin pens, and they look brilliant. So I think that these value propositions are one of the most difficult parts of my channel when I get into, is it worth it? Is it worth it? The value. I don't always talk about value. Sometimes it's secondary. If I'm talking about design. I'm not sure I mentioned the value in the Lamy 2000 video, but that's a pretty inexpensive pen. I feel like that's worth it all day long. The Custom 823, I liked it better when it was $337. I think it's knocking on $4 now. It's like $380. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's still worth it. I wish it were less, but it's still worth it. But true luxury, beautiful materials, tooled by someone who cares and who's putting their heart and soul into it, delivering a unique writing experience that's inspiring, that might be somehow customized to you. That's the epitome of luxury. But that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. But at least I give reasons. I always give reasons. Let's see who's in the chat. Any interesting questions as we near the end of the hour? I always like to take a question or two if I can. See, what's really interesting about the chat is that folks are having their own conversations, and it's always interesting stuff. Blythe Treatic. I like the vintage 149 nibs. Yes, and let's not forget the ebonite feeds if you go back far enough. You do get a lot. There's a lot of variation. I love this 22. It's brilliant. It's elegant, thin. I do recommend it if you have the means. Very good stuff. Very good pens. All of them. I don't know. There's some really exciting stuff coming up this summer. I have a really interesting video that I am about to edit. It has Imogen and me because she wanted the stuff. And she's like, can I do the video with you? And I'm like, I thought about it for a second. I was like, yeah, okay. She's got an interesting point of view. So Journals Say, which is a stationery company, sent me a box of really cool Japanese stationery. Most of it's Japanese stationery, various objects. So I did an unboxing, and Imogen helped me, and it's a lot of fun. I can't wait for you to see it. I'm probably going to take a Tuesday night off sometime soon and put that up. I also recorded with Jacqueline Burley, who is the fine writing manager for Pilot. And she is impressive, just so knowledgeable, so passionate, just formidable. And her and I had a nice chat, and I put something together there. I'm going to put that up too, one Tuesday during summer break, because I do take a little bit of time. So, Merry Men. That's something interesting. My Schaefer Targets from the late 70s are luxury to me, as they are pristine shape, beautiful writers to this day. I believe it, Mary. I have a Schaefer Legacy from around 25 years ago. One of the last that was made in the U.S. The diamond-shaped large nib. That pen is stupendous. I love that fountain pen. I need to find a way to bring that onto the channel, and I think I just thought of one while we were talking. So thank you for that. Very good stuff. Well, if you've reached this point in the video, please subscribe. It seems like you like what I do. I'd appreciate seeing you more on a regular basis, and then we can chat, you and me, each week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. here on YouTube. So it's always a blast. So we have a new video coming this Thursday on the Yard of Lead Viceroy Grand in Barley. An absolutely interesting pen. You haven't seen anything like this. Wait until you hear about the history. So do me a favor and give it a look. I think you'll enjoy it. That's this Thursday at noon. Always have new videos, new shorts, all kinds of stuff. Trying to keep it interesting, and always enjoy Tuesday nights. I don't want to go, but my voice is fading, so I think it's time for me to take my leave. But I want to thank you all for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I love that we have these Tuesdays together where we can hash out the different fountain pen ideas. It gives me a lot of inspiration. I'll probably make 3 videos from the things that you conjured in this brain of mine. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. So take care, and I can promise you we'll see each other again soon further up the road. So take care of yourself and much love.